Hello and welcome back to the Wrexham Way. Hope you're all doing well and looking forward to today's episode where by the end of it we could be back-to-back Premier League title holders, which would be pretty exciting and a nice way to get over yesterday's Champions League semi-final defeat to Liverpool. The less said about that one the better, because the second leg, well, it was really bad. So today we have third place Newcastle coming up. We then have our big game in hand against West Ham United midweek before finishing off the season against Crystal Palace. Should we need to do the Crystal Palace game? Hopefully we won't need to, because hopefully we'll just beat Newcastle and West Ham and that will be enough for us to win the title. If we bottle those games, Crystal Palace could become very important. Now, we're coming straight off of that defeat to Liverpool from yesterday's episode, so nothing to update you on in terms of results from in between episodes because there haven't been any games to be played. So we'll just have a gentle look at the Premier League table to remind us that we are top of the table as it stands, thanks to Liverpool losing to Arsenal when we beat... Who did we beat last time out? Leeds United 2-0. So because of that, we moved ahead of Liverpool and have that game in hand as well against West Ham to be played midweek, which would be quite exciting. So beat Newcastle, beat West Ham, we win the Premier League title. Lose them both and it's going to become pretty sketchy. Now, actually, looking at the table, Newcastle, if they beat us today, will go ahead of us on goal difference. So that is a huge game coming up against Newcastle. The saving grace we have is that we do have a game in hand, which is going to have serious implications on who's going to win this Premier League title. But I believe we're top right now. Is this the first time we've been top of the table all season? If we look at past positions, Wrexham, we were top on day one. We were top in game week 13, and we've been top for the past 2 game weeks, technically speaking. So we've not really been at the top end of things. You know, we've been in and around it, but if we sneak the title at the end, other clubs like Liverpool, who have been at the top for a long, long time, or Newcastle, who spent a bit of time at the top as well, maybe not quite so much actually. Who were the early pace setters then? Was it Man City? No. Was it Man United? No. Was it Arsenal? No. Was it Leicester? Leicester were top of the table for a long, long time then. They dropped off significantly, so we can ignore them. But you could argue that Liverpool are a team that deserve to win the title, but they are dropping off in the league, at least at the end of this season. Now, we are at a disadvantage for this game against Newcastle because our players are not particularly well rested thanks to the game against Liverpool we had midweek. They're pretty tired. So I am forced to make a few changes to the team, and it is quite a rotated team, but fitness is going to become a real issue against Newcastle. Mantle in goal with a backline of 8 Nuri, Legrand, Noppadom and Neto, with Martinez in front, with Alparslan, Daniel Patrick and Sousa in the midfield, with Nice and Pereira leading the line. They're all pretty tired, but they're going to have to play on this game for the most part. They're going to have to play and try and get a result. So, as kickoff is upon us here today, we will need to be looking out for the Chelsea and Liverpool score. They're playing at the same time. Liverpool away from home at Chelsea. We'll keep tabs on that, because if Liverpool lose and we pick up the win here today, would that put us? No, we'd only be 4 points clear with 2 games to go, wouldn't it? So we have to do the second game, don't we? Either way, whatever happens. So, as kickoff is upon us here today, good news to start off. Chelsea 1-0 up against Liverpool already inside of 4 minutes. Annoyingly, if they lose to Chelsea after battering us 7-2, it's a horrible scoreline. I would be very frustrated they could do that to us in the Champions League, but then bottle things to Chelsea in the league. Right now, though, we're bottling things to Newcastle. They take an early lead in this game with our tired team running ragged right now. I don't want to see the replay of that goal again. It was quite a horrible one to concede. And with that, we drop to second and Newcastle go top of the table. And all of a sudden, Newcastle in the ascendancy. Now, losing this game is not the worst case scenario because we do have that game in hand. But if we don't do things well against West Ham, then that's when things all start to go wrong. As Pereira out wide, can he grab an equalising goal? He can't just now, but Daniel Patrick goes down in the penalty area. And it looks like, going to VAR, the referee hopefully is going to award us the penalty that we so desperately want and need. Neto will step up to take it, of course, the man who never misses a penalty for us. He puts the ball in the back of a Neto have I not said it before? That's amazing. He puts the ball in the back of a Neto every single time. And here we go. Up steps our right back. who's not our right back. Luckily, Vasco Sousa takes it and puts it in the back of a net. I'm a little bit concerned as to why he was on it. I thought Neto was our number one taker. Apparently not. If Vasco's on, he takes penalties. Luckily, he scored it. Whew. And it's in the back of the goal Oso. It doesn't work quite so well, does it, with Neto and Vasco and goal. Either way, there's a highlight straight from kickoff, and Newcastle are trying to get themselves back in front in this game as Justin brings it into Filipov down the right-hand side, past one man, a ball into the penalty area, which is turned into the middle, and it's literally a carbon copy almost of the first goal they scored. And immediately, we're back behind. Well, that's pretty poor. We couldn't hold on to that draw, essentially. That's really frustrating. Two big defensive errors, really, that led to those goals, I must say. Frank Nice puts his shot just wide of the mark. I think he was actually offside in the process there, potentially. But as you can see, Newcastle going back on top of the table by virtue of a superior goal difference. Both teams having won 22 games. In fact, Liverpool also won 22 games as well. So it's really, really tight at the top. And it's going right down to the wire here between these three teams. But as it stands right now, with Liverpool still losing, Newcastle are going to be the team on top of the pile. But our fate is still in our hands. Now, let's make some changes because there are some very tight places out there. Jez Finley, on you come. Asper, on you come in the centre of midfield. And then we'll swap Nice and Pereira over and we'll bring on Randy Ramheimer, I think, as a spare striker. We need to do something up top. We need more energy in the attack to get some more goals, and hopefully those three substitutes are going to provide that energy we need. But with Newcastle coming forward, hopefully this is just a highlight for the substitutes, unless we can get on a nice counter right now as Pereira, before going off the pitch, brings the ball forward, cuts inside into Daniel Patrick. He's about to come off the pitch as well. Vasco Sousa into Frank Nice, gets us back on level terms. But it's going to VAR. And what's the referee saying here? I thought he was onside, and the VAR agrees. We will confirm the tactical changes, though, as we do get to see a replay. Great holding up play there by Pereira and Daniel Patrick here with a great pass to Vasco. He just finds that perfectly weighted ball in between the fence, splitting them for Nice to put that one in the back of the net. The changes have been made then. We go back on top of the table to lead the table by 2 clear points from Liverpool with a game in hand, as they are currently losing still to Chelsea. But if we win this game, that changes the dynamic completely and really alleviates some pressure on us. Could we grab a late winner? I won't go attacking. I don't want to risk Newcastle coming back into this. We'll take the draw against Newcastle. It's a great result for us. And now, with 2 games to go, we have the chance to win the Premier League title in the next game against West Ham. And even more mental, Champions League quarter-finalist Brighton have been relegated from this division. I can't believe that. That's crazy. They must have some pretty decent players, though. Even though they've, just been relegated, they must have some decent players. So we'll get a team report and just see who they've got, because there could be some great players to sign from that team. Also, looks like Tottenham are about to go down again as well. So, that could also be another source of decent players. Anyway, before we go any further, let us rest absolutely everyone, please. I just want to make sure everyone training rest. We'll give you 2 days of rest, everyone, just to hope that they'll be fit enough to play against West Ham. I suppose West Ham will also have the same issues as us, right? They'll be tired from playing on this Saturday. So hopefully we'll be on a level playing field by that point. And a level playing field, to me, should result in a win for us. Also El Parson wants that new contract that we told him he could have last time out. Currently on 95 grand a week. How much does he actually want as a regular starter? Let's say that. He says important. Well, let's see how much he wants first. 250 grand a week. Walk away. Not happening. He's upset that the contract's been withdrawn. Well, I'll tell you what, lad. You're a good player, but you're not worth that much money in my opinion. You're not worth that much money in my opinion. And to be fair, if we compare you with Jez Finley, who's your backup, You're better than Jez Finley still, but not by a huge amount. Not by a huge amount. You're replaceable. Easily replaceable. And what I can say is I promised contract talks, not the deal you were demanding. And he says I'm professional, so I'll leave it there. We may have escaped that one, actually. That might be a nice escape. Hold a team meeting. No. Team meetings always backfire. I don't like doing them, particularly in a situation like this where I don't really know what to say. So I think we'll leave it as it is, basically, and just go into this game against West Ham as if it was any other game and just, get the win like we always typically kind of do. And so here we go. Big game. Also a huge game for Man United, by the way, and Leicester. Both fighting for Champions League and European football as well. Like Leicester need to break into the top 6 to guarantee it. Because I think the FA Cup final is between Crystal Palace. Let's have a quick look. It's between Crystal Palace and Man United. Okay, so even if Leicester do come 7th, there's a chance for European football. But if Palace win the final, obviously they'll get European football and they would miss out. So they need to win. They need to guarantee themselves basically a top 6 position to know they'll have European football. Whereas United need to win to virtually, in fact, if they do win, it will guarantee them Champions League football next season. So big games across the board here. As for our team, we're going to go back to the first choice team, the strongest team we can put out there possibly. And everyone is fully fit for this one. So Felipe and B back in there, Panayotov back in there. It's a good team. Submit it. This is for the Premier League title. So, kickoff is upon us. We're hoping for a nice, quick, easy game here against West Ham where we can score 4 or 5 goals in the first half and then just laugh our way to full time in the second half. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I want to see. And that's what we need to get the 3 points, essentially. As Frank Nice comes away with the ball and brings it into West Ham's half, but loses possession. But Neto wins it back for us quite nicely. Luis Felipe now into Martinez, into Panayotov, and now into Alparson as he puts a ball over the top to Pereira. And Pereira can't open up the scoring for us. Another chance, though, via Panayotov's free kick. And somewhere in there, apparently a penalty. For what? I mean, I won't complain if it's a penalty for us, right? Because I'm not quite sure what's happened there. But the boy's back on it. Neto is going to put this back in the Neto. Or in the back of the Neto. I messed up the phrase there. He never misses a penalty. And I thought he was about to there. Keeper came so close. Let's see the replay on this as... tight. So, as it stands right now, 24 minutes into this game, 1-0 up, we will be winning the Premier League title for a second season in a row, taking it away from Liverpool and Newcastle, as Ryan Aït-Nouri gets his first goal of the season, and what a time to score your first goal of the season to help us secure that Premier League title. Great goal from him here as the ball gets worked out to this near side of the pitch. Nice turns into Daniel Patrick. Great ball splitting the defence, and Aït-Nouri is there to lash it home. So, surprisingly, the game's going to plan. The game is going to plan right now. I said I wanted 4 or 5 goals in the first half, and then we just laugh our way to full time. And it's on its way to doing that. But of course, there is always the threat no penalty there. Panayotov not giving that one away. I was going to say there's always a threat of West Ham coming forward. They have scored quite a lot of goals this season. They do have some pretty decent players in their team. This guy, Warder, on the ball right now, was a wonder kid at Man City, and West Ham bought him off them. He's a very good player, a player that I looked at for a long time. Decided not to go for him in the end, and he's played very well this season for West Ham United. And that shot... important save there from Nico Mantle to ensure we keep that 2-goal lead right now. But as the longer the clock ticks on, the more confident I'm going to get. 10 minutes to go in this first half then, and there is a chance for us to not come forward. West Ham United with a good interception. Arian B, though, heading that one back to Nico Mantle, who can recycle possession for us right now, rolling it out to Arian B and into Luis Felipe as we pass it around the back line. Very patient with our build-up as Daniel Patrick into Panayotov, back to Daniel Patrick. A ball over the top is not very good. And this highlight is going on for a while. I feel like it's a goal highlight because it's going on for so long. With Nice on the ball, He finds one through to Pereira, and this time goes around the keeper successfully for his 42nd goal of the season. The man who misses more than enough one-on-one opportunities. If he'd buried most of them, could have been on like 60 goals this season potentially, I reckon. If Pereira was just a little better mentally, I can't believe how good he would be. If he was just that little bit better mentally, he would genuinely be an absolute world-class, unstoppable player. Like Ballon d'Or winner, I'm sure. As Arian B makes it 4, and my prediction of wanting 4 or 5 goals before half-time, which was quite wishful thinking, is coming true. A lot of highlights in this first half, though, and that is a goal for West Ham. Now, I think there was an offside in there. Although it's not going to VAR, so it can't have been offside. Okay, West Ham pick one back. How close was this to offside? Can I see how close he was? Oh, it's tight, actually. I'm surprised there's no tight offside replay or anything like that. Is there? Nope, but fair enough. Highlight straight from kickoff, though. If we can restore the 4-goal lead that we had, that would be superb as Arian B races into West Ham's half before turning and launching it back to Nico Mantle. Interesting from Arian B there, who could be playing his last few games for the club. Of course, the new board came in and have bought that centre-back from Bayern Munich, and he would likely end up replacing Arian B, I think, because he probably is better than Arian B. But it's good to have them both as options, I would say, on that right-hand side or left-hand side of the centre-back partnership. Because I think the new guy's got a right foot, but Luis Felipe's got both feet. So we'd move Felipe to the left, and Arian B would probably be dropped in favour for the guy from Bayern Munich. But it remains to be seen how good he actually is, as a ball over the top to Frank Nice is good, and he puts the ball back across to Pereira, who restores the 4-goal lead. So as we finally get to half-time, United 2-0 up against Leicester, and in doing so are going to confirm their Champions League place as well. Happy performance out there, great stuff. If we can just sit back and relax and do the laughing part now as we laugh our way to the Premier League title. For me, there's no way that West Ham United could come back and score 4 or 5 goals to deny us winning the title here today. For me, the title's won. We're at home as well, so hopefully we're going to see a trophy presentation, but I'm not sure if we'll see it. It does feel like it's a little bit bugged out at the moment, the trophy presentation. But as Alparslan puts one over to Pereira, looking for a hat-trick, he puts that one over the bar somehow. So I think we can assess that overall this season, it's been superb. We've hit new highs in terms of the Champions League. The team have been superb. A lot of youngsters coming through. Lots of them playing on the bench this season, but coming on to play quite vital roles, such as Tarpe, Nopodom, Jez Finley, Asper, Ramheimer, for example, Valdo, even to an extent. All of these young players doing brilliant for us. And it really does, fill with confidence for next season, because they're all better players than they were at the start of this season. We're going to retain the bulk of the squad as well, for hopefully a Champions League next season to add to our 2 Premier League trophies that we have right now. But of course there are still improvements to make as he walks onto the podium. Nico Mantle here is the man who we really need to replace next season, I think. Yes, we're a team capable of winning the Premier League, and we've proven it wasn't a fluke last season. We are genuinely a top team. But to become the best team, I think we are going to have to improve on Nico Mantle. And we're going to have to focus on that tomorrow in the transfer special. Now, one thing that is quite good in our keeper search is that with Man United winning today and confirming Champions League football, Arsenal are going to have to go through not Champions League football. And their keeper's insane. And I think if we can just start to twist the cogs a little bit for the Arsenal keeper, if I can find him, because he is really solid, this could be a move that we could maybe put. I mean, look how bloody good he is. He is so good. The issue is the transfer fee and the wages, but he'd be worth it, right? He would be that cog in the team that takes us to the next level completely. Look how good he is compared to Mantle. So I am going to assign a scout for just the one match, final game of the season, and I'm going to declare interest for transfer. We'll talk to the press about it and see what he says. So, the initial news article says that he's impressed by Wrexham's competition standing and a move would likely appeal to him. Okay. That's quite handy. We'll respond and just say, let's say we're going to be interested in the player of his calibre. We want to try and bring him in, right? Let's say that. And does he have any sort of reaction in the press the next day? To play for a team like Wrexham is what all players dream about. I hope this speculation results in a formal bid. He's interested. We can't ask his agent for anything. But the last time we asked his agent, it was about that. It's going to be an expensive deal. We need to try and make it work, though. So, thank you very much for watching today's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, back tomorrow for the transfer special. If you were going to improve this team other than the goalkeeper, where would you want to improve it? Because, you know, it'd be interesting to know what you guys would do with this team. Anyway, until next time, have a lovely evening. Speak to you all soon. Goodbye.